Hello friends, in the last video we have seen the definition of gamma function, that is integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus x raised to n minus 1 dx. This is equal to gamma of n. That is, we will simply add 1 to the exponent of x. Okay, so in this video we are going to see some examples. So your first example is integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus x raised to 4 dx. Now here we see that in the exponent term, okay, that is in the power of e, the term is minus x raised to 4, but in our definition the power is e raised to minus of x. So we will put x raised to 4 equal to u, that is x equal to u raised to 1 by 4. So this implies dx is equal to, now derivative of u raised to 1 by 4, that is 1 by 4 u raised to minus 3 by 4, that is 1 by 4 minus 1, that is minus 3 by 4 du, that is dx, this is equal to 1 by 4 u raised to minus 3 by 4 du. Also when x is 0, u becomes 0, and when x is infinity, u becomes infinity. So the limits remains the same. Therefore this integration becomes I equal to integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus u, since x raised to 4 is u, into dx. Now dx is 1 by 4 u raised to minus 3 by 4 du. Since 4 is constant, we will take it common. So the integral becomes 1 by 4 integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus u raised to minus 3 by 4 du. Now this is in the gamma form, that is integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus x raised to n minus 1 dx, and we know that the integration is equal to gamma of n, that is we will simply add 1 to the exponent of x, that is n minus 1 plus 1, this is gamma of n. So here this integration, this is equal to gamma of minus 3 by 4 plus 1, and minus 3 by 4 plus 1 is 1 by 4. So the value of this integral is equal to 1 by 4 gamma 1 by 4. Now the next example is integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus x square dx. Again here we see that in the exponent term the term is minus x square. So we will replace the x square by u, that is we will put x square equal to u, that is x equal to u raised to 1 by 2. Taking derivative on both sides, we get dx is equal to derivative of u raised to 1 by 2, that is 1 by 2 u raised to 1 by 2 minus 1, that is minus 1 by 2 du. Again the limits remains the same, since if x is 0, u becomes 0, if x is infinity, u becomes infinity. So the limits remains the same. Therefore the integration becomes I equal to integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus x square, that is e raised to minus u, since x square is u, into dx. Dx is what? 1 by 2 u raised to minus 1 by 2 du. So that is 1 by 2 u raised to minus 1 by 2 du. Again 1 by 2 we will take common. So the remaining integral is integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus u raised to 1 by 2 du. And by definition of gamma, this is equal to gamma of 1 minus 1 by 2 plus 1, and gamma of minus 1 by 2 plus 1 means gamma of 1 by 2. And the value of gamma 1 by 2 is, square root of pi. We will see this in the further videos where this value comes from. Okay, so here we will assume only that gamma of 1 by 2, this is equal to square root of pi. Therefore the value of integration, this is equal to square root of pi upon 2. The next example is integration 0 to 1 x raised to m log of x raised to n dx. Here m and n are integers. Here we see that the limits are 0 to 1, not 0 to infinity. And also see that there is no term of exponential. There is no term of e raised to minus x and so on. Okay, but we know that log of a, this is equal to b. This is same as a equal to e raised to b. Okay, but we want e raised to minus of something in the integrand part. So we will put log of x equal to minus of t. So log of x equal to minus of t, this implies x is equal to, this is x is equal to e raised to minus t. So x is equal to e raised to minus t. Now differentiating with respect to x, we get x dx, this is equal to e raised to minus t, that will become minus of e raised to minus t, since derivative of e raised to minus t is e raised to minus t into minus 1 into dt. Now the limits are, so we see that when x is 0, log of 0 is minus infinity. So minus t will be minus infinity, so t will be infinity. So when x is 0, t is infinity. And when x is 1, t minus t will be log of 1. So log of 1 is 0, so t will be 0. So the limits are, the limit will changes from infinity to 0. Therefore this integral becomes I equal to integration infinity to 0, since when x was 0, t was infinity, and when x is 1, t is 0, into x raised to m. Now x is what? X is e raised to minus t. So e raised to minus t raised to m. So this will become e raised to minus mt into log of x raised to n. Now log of x is minus t. So minus t raised to n into dx. Dx is what? Minus e raised to minus t dt. Minus e raised to minus t dt. Now we will merge this negative sign into this integral. So this integral will become 0 to infinity. So I will be minus 1 raised to n. This comes from this term. This is minus t raised to n. So minus 1 raised to n, I have taken it common. And integration 0 to infinity, since I have merged this negative sign into this integral, so this will become 0 to infinity. Also in the exponent of e, the term is minus mt and here minus t. So minus mt minus t, and if you take t common, minus t common, then it will become minus of m plus 1 t. So the power of e is minus of m plus 1 t and t raised to n as it is, since we have taken common minus 1 raised to n. So this integral become minus 1 raised to n integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus of m plus 1 t, t raised to n dt. Again we see that here the power of e is minus of m plus 1 into t. So we will replace this m plus 1 into t by u. So we will put m plus 1 t equal to u, that is t equal to u upon m plus 1. So dt will be du upon m plus 1, since m is a constant. So dt will be du upon m plus 1. So this integral becomes I equal to minus 1 raised to n as it is, integration 0 to infinity as it is, e raised to minus of m plus 1 t, that is e raised to minus u, into t raised to n. What is the value of t? T is here u upon m plus 1. So u upon m plus 1 raised to n into dt. Here dt is du upon m plus 1. So since m plus 1 is a constant, we will take this out. So here the power of m plus 1 is n, and here the power of m plus 1 is 1. So this integration becomes minus 1 raised to n as it is, and the power of m plus 1, this will be n, and this 1, so this is m plus 1 raised to n plus 1, and the integration becomes integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus u and u raised to n du. Now by definition of gamma function, this is equal to gamma of n plus 1. Therefore the answer is minus 1 raised to n, m plus 1 raised to n plus 1 into gamma of n plus 1. Now the next example is integration 0 to 1 log x raised to 4 dx. Again in this example we will put log of x equal to minus of t. So this implies x is equal to e raised to minus t. Then dx is going to be minus of e raised to minus t dt. Also when x is 0, log of 0, that is minus infinity, so minus t will be minus infinity, so t will be infinity. So when x is 0, t is infinity, and when x is 1, minus t will be log of 1, and log of 1 is 0, so t will be 0. So this integration becomes integration infinity to 0. Now log of x raised to 4, what is log of x? This is minus of t. So minus of t raised to 4. What is dx? dx is minus e raised to minus t dt. Now again I will merge this minus sign into this integration. So this will become integration 0 to infinity. And minus of 1 raised to 4 is 1. So this will simply become integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus t raised to 4 dt. And by definition of gamma, this integration is equal to gamma of 4 plus 1, that is gamma of 5. And we have seen one property, that gamma of n plus 1, this is equal to n factorial if n is positive integer, and here 4 is positive integer. So gamma of 5, this is equal to 4 factorial, and 4 factorial is 24. So the value of this integral is 24. Now the next example is integration 0 to infinity x raised to m e raised to minus ax raised to n dx. Now we see that the power of e is minus of ax raised to n. So we will put a into x raised to n equal to t. So by putting a into x raised to n equal to t, this implies x raised to n will be t upon a. Okay. So this implies x will be t raised to 1 by n, a raised to 1 by n. So x is t raised to 1 by n upon a raised to 1 by n. Now differentiating both sides, we get dx, this is equal to, since 1 upon a raised to 1 by n is constant, it will remain as it is. Now derivative of t raised to 1 by n, this is 1 by n t raised to 1 by n minus 1 dt. So this integral becomes, also here the limits will remain the same, since when x is 0, t will be 0, and when x is infinity, t will be infinity. So the limits remains the same. Therefore the integration becomes integration 0 to infinity x raised to m. So what is x? T raised to 1 by n upon a raised to 1 by n. So this raised to m means t raised to m by n divided by a raised to m by n. So this x raised to m becomes t raised to m by n upon a raised to m by n. Now e raised to minus ax raised to n, and a into x raised to n is t. So this will become e raised to minus t. And dx is what? 1 upon a raised to 1 by n into 1 by n t raised to 1 by n minus 1 dt, that is this one. So here we see that in the denominator the power of a is, here is m by n, here is 1 by n, so the total power will be m by n plus 1 by n, that is m plus 1 upon n, and since it is a constant we will take it out. So this integration becomes, also here we see that n is a constant, so we will take this out. So the integration becomes 1 upon n, that is this one, into 1 upon a raised to m plus 1 by n, that is this one. into integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus t as it is into t raised to m plus n, m by n plus 1 by n minus 1. Since here the power is m by n, here the power is 1 by n minus 1. So the total will become m plus n, m by n plus 1 by n minus 1. And by definition of gamma function, the value of this integral, this is equal to gamma of this term plus 1. So minus 1 plus 1 will become cancelled. So value of this integral, this is equal to gamma of m plus 1 upon n. Therefore, the value of the given integral is 1 by n into 1 upon a raised to m plus 1 by n into gamma of m plus 1 by n. Now the last example is integration 0 to infinity square root of x e raised to minus cube root of x dx. Now we see that in the exponential term, the term is minus of cube root of x. So we will replace cube root of x by t. So by putting cube root of x equal to t, this implies x equal to t cube. Simply take cube on both sides. So we will get x equal to t raised to 3. Now take derivative. So this implies dx equal to 3 cube, and derivative of 3 cube is 3t square dt. So this integration becomes I equal to integration 0 to infinity, since the limits remains the same. Since when x is 0, t is 0. When x is infinity, t is infinity. So the limit remains the same. So I equal to integration 0 to infinity square root of x. Now what is the value of x? X is t raised to 3, and square root of x means raised to 1 by 2. So this will becomes t raised to 3 by 2 into e raised to minus cube root of x, and minus cube root of x is t. So this will becomes e raised to minus t, and dx is 3t square dt, and 3 is constant, so we will take it out. So the integration becomes 3 integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus t. Now with the power of t is 3 by 2, and here the power is 2. So we will simply add. So 3 by 2 plus 2 is 7 by 2. So t raised to 7 by 2 dt. Now by definition of gamma function, the value of this integral, this is equal to gamma of 7 by 2 plus 1, that is gamma of 9 by 2. So the answer is 3 into gamma of 9 by 2. Now we have seen one property, that is gamma of n plus 1, this is equal to n gamma n, or gamma of n, this is equal to n minus 1 gamma n minus 1. So we will use this property here. So this 9 by 2 gamma, that is gamma 9 by 2, this will become 9 by 2 minus 1 into 9 by 2 minus 1 gamma 9 by 2 minus 1, that is 7 by 2 gamma 7 by 2. So here 7 by 2, again the gamma 7 by 2, this can be written as 5 by 2 gamma 5 by 2. Again this gamma 5 by 2, this can be written as 3 by 2 gamma 3 by 2. And again this gamma 3 by 2, this can be written as 1 by 2 gamma 1 by 2. And finally gamma of 1 by 2 is square root of pi. Here this should be square root. So the answer is 315 upon 16 into square root of pi.